Hi, my name is Jennifer and welcome back to my channel, the CRPS Network. Today I'm going to be discussing an issue, something that happened to me personally, and I wanted to share with you and maybe some of my tips on what you can do if you're ever in this situation. This has actually happened to me twice, but the last time was a little bit more aggressive. What I'm talking about is using a handicap placard. And if you have CRPS and have a handicap placard, have ever parked in a parking space and gotten kind of some like the evil eye from some people, or if somebody has said something to you about thinking maybe you don't look disabled, then definitely this video is for you. I had an experience recently where I went to an office supply store, and right away I noticed a guy that as soon as I stepped out of my car was driving through the parking lot and noticed he was looking at me like intently. It just kind of caught my attention. So I went inside and kept my eye out for this man. And once I was inside, I noticed that he was going to the store looking for something. And I think it was me that he was looking for. I just had to go pick up something that I had already ordered. And so I was just in and out of there quickly. Once I got out to my car, I noticed this guy was following me back out to my car, and I got into my car, locked the door, and he came up to the hood of my car and pounded on it with his fist and pointed at me and said, "You." I had no idea what he was talking about. I didn't know if I knew him from somewhere. So I was a little confused, but he had gone to his car, and I was backing up out of my car, and he pulled up to me, rolled down his window.
The thing about you is handicap. You're fucking walking fine. You're walking fine.
He was pretty worked up about this, believing that I was not disabled. I did not deserve to have this handicap placard. And I'm sure, you know, a lot of you know who have had CRPS that this is an invisible disease, and not everybody can understand it. I barely understand it half the time. But to others, it may appear that nothing is really wrong, that we may look fine, we're not in a wheelchair or in crutches, or maybe we are, but not all of us are. So anyways, I just wanted to talk a little bit about what you could do if you are ever in this situation where you have encountered somebody that is angry that you are parked in a handicapped spot. So I did a little bit of research to see what information is out there, what are some things that you can do if you're ever in this situation. And I was actually surprised that I couldn't really find anything. What I did find was article after news article about how this has happened to a lot of other people. And not just as not as little as what happened to me. I consider what happened to me very minor compared to some of the other stories I read about where the disabled person was actually beaten and physically harmed, and one person I read about was actually even killed. So this is obviously a very serious issue, and is an issue, something that could put you at risk for potentially getting involved in the crossfires of, you know, somebody that's angry and potentially something happening to you. So I wanted to bring this issue to light and just talk about some of the things that we can do if you're ever in this situation where you encounter somebody that's angry about you parking in a handicapped spot. So the first thing that I would suggest is, depending on where you are, If you are already out of your vehicle and when you may be attacked by a person, say in the parking lot, depending on if you're closer to your car or closer to the store, I would get in either one. You know, whatever you're closest to. If it's your car, I would get back into your car and lock the door immediately. If you're closest to the store, I would go in the store and ask for a manager immediately and inform them as to what's happening. Some other suggestions that I have is, I feel like it's our natural reaction to want to explain. We want to say, no, really, I do have a condition. The person that is attacking you is not interested in hearing your explanation. And usually it's actually just going to get them worked up even more. So what I recommend is to don't try to engage with this person. If this was a logical thinking person, they probably wouldn't be doing this in the first place. So the fact that somebody is already going after somebody that's potentially disabled, that in itself tells you you're dealing with somebody that is not thinking logically. Maybe they're not in a good place in their life at that time, or you don't ever really know the circumstances, but try not to engage. Also, one thing too, if you're still in your car when this happens, make sure you have your handicap placard up. I know it's against the law in some states to have it up all the time. You're only supposed to put it when you park. And I've before pulled into a spot and forgotten to put it up immediately. And you gotta get those looks from people. So make sure you have your handicap placard up, because I do understand, not that I think that it's right to attack another person, but when I see other people that are parked in handicap spots and they don't have a handicap placard, it's the first thing I think is, should you be parking in that spot? Because if they don't have the handicap placard, then maybe not. Maybe they're just taking advantage of that and they don't have a placard. But if you have your placard up and you are in your car, make sure that your door is locked. You can call for help. Either I would call the police or call the store manager to let them know, I'm in the parking lot, this is what's happening out here. Do you have security you could send out? Another suggestion I have is to video record. Everybody has their cell phone on them, and a lot of times it's something you don't think about until after a situation has occurred, that I wish I would have got a video of that. So try to remember, if you can, to get a video of the person so that you have documented proof of what they've done. If that person is in their car or goes to their car, you could try to get a video of their license plate or picture of their license plate. If you do experience any physical altercation, and this could be with your car or yourself, either one, in my situation, the person pounding pounding his fist on my car is actually a physical attack. He didn't attack me, thankfully, but he did attack my car. And any time that you have a situation like that, you should report it to the police. And the police did take a report of my incident and told me the part of him actually pounding my car with his fist was what really kind of crossed the line as far as them taking a police report on them. Another recommendation I have is, if you feel comfortable, to carry a can of mace or pepper spray with you, maybe in your purse or somewhere in your car, that if you do have a physical altercation, that you have some way to defend yourself. Okay, and lastly, if you're on your way into the store when this occurs, then I would recommend not going to the store. I wouldn't go in and take the chance of running into that person in the store and having a further altercation or getting things, the situation even more heated in the store to come out into the parking lot afterwards to, who knows what could happen. So I would recommend either going to another store or maybe coming back later. If it's a store you would absolutely have to go to, maybe it's a pharmacy and your prescription is in there, you need to get in, then I would call a manager and let them know what's happened, ask if they could send a member of their security team out to escort you in and make sure that you're safe. Okay, so that's it for my video today. If you have any other suggestions, please make sure to leave them down below. All of these are things that I pretty much came up with. Like I said, I couldn't really find anything out there that dealt with how to protect yourself or how to handle a situation like this. And I actually think I may create a website to create a little bit more awareness about this issue, as well as how to address it. So I welcome your suggestions down below. Please let me know if you have any other ideas. Also, let me know if you've ever been in this situation and what happened and how you handled it. All right, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe below to be notified of when I make my next video. Until then, take care.